Welcome back to King of the League. My name is Cromar. I'm joined once again by Pallytime, and this is Division 4. This is Game 1 between 2.0 and the other team here, Eigendom. And we featured both of these in the channel already. Eigendom here is the blue team. Kangaroo 2 taking the jungle again. He was Nautilus in the last game we casted. And over on 2.0, we have the same setup as we did before with Fill Up My Bottle, one of our favorite names. Playing Janna once again. It is a great name, isn't it? Fill Up My Bottle demonstrating a very high-class Janna in the last game we saw with them that was on the channel about a week ago, I think. I believe it was actually the first game that we casted for King of the League. It was myself and Keisha. So glad to see them again. And Dietrich's on Draven. Dietrich's an excellent AD carry. Both of these teams, actually, we've seen quite a bit out of them. They're very high-skilled teams, and I'm glad to see both of them meeting up against each other. So the rest of the team, we have Scalds on Kennen. I assume it's Kennen top. And he was playing Riven in the previous game, and he pretty much dominated early game. So
Absolutely dominated his lane as
he
Riven.
did.
Absolutely.
He did. There were some plays. We're talking about the game versus, who was it, Zedek? Or I forget who it was now. Who was it, Pallytime? I don't remember. It was Best Butt Buddies.
I called them the red team and the blue team.
The red team and the blue team. It was Best Butt Buddies. We casted a lot of games today. They all kind of blend together. It was Best Butt Buddies that they played against, and he was really scary. So if you want to see a really strong Riven, especially early game, then check out Best Butt Buddies versus Eigendom on the channel. But anyway, now he's playing Kennen. We know how difficult Kennen is to lane against. He's an excellent harasser early game. And his opponent's going to be Hey I'm This Guy, who's a very good Jace player. We saw him play Jace as well in a previous game. So it's going to be a really tough top lane for both players.
Something interesting already going on. Maokai decided to start at red.
Okay. That's
you don't see Maokai start at red very often because their saplings cost so much. He didn't even go saplings first, did he? Well, maybe he did.
I think he's got his sapling in his queue right now.
Okay.
So I guess he's doing a pretty standard build. But going blue second is kind of odd. He's going to take a lot of damage, and he's going to have trouble keeping his mana up. But he did get it, and he has taken a lot of damage there. So that's okay. He's going for a level 3 gank bot lane to see if he can catch the beast here, or perhaps Dark Beast. I got them confused in Pallytime. I knew I would. That's what happens when you have two bot laners with almost the same name, and.
It happens to us all the time.
It does. It happens to us all the time. Even when they're not the same name, we just get confused easily. And we have simultaneous ganks bot and top lane. Kangaroo gets spotted and has to be forced to pull back immediately. Maokai, Law of Physics has not yet been spotted as far as I know. However, there is a ward in bot brush, so if he attempts to move into bot brush, he's going to get spotted. He seems to be moving back. I think he's given up on it. The lane is pushed in way too far. There's a fear on Fill Up My Bottle. Might do it. Oh my god, I know Pallytime love to see that. Here comes Law of Physics, though. It's way too early to dive. For a split second there, I thought, is he going to dive? Please let him dive. But no, he's not that crazy. It'd make for a good video, though, Pallytime.
I think he was just moving in to let them know, hey guys, I'm here for you. Don't worry. If shit goes down, I'm your tree.
Moral support. He's going for Victor instead. Broken Binding, who played Victor in the previous game. And they're actually going to catch Law of Physics in a really bad position. Forced to flash. The Ignite will not kill him, I do not believe. And he does escape. But they got he's going to be forced to go back. There's no way he can continue his clear with no health. Well, I take it back. He apparently thinks he can.
He's Maokai. He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Yeah, that's true. His passive will kill. Oh, he's using his smite on Wraiths. That's why. He's like, well, I might as well use my smite before I go back, right? Yeah, there. Now he's recalling. Figured he'd have to sooner or later.
So what do you think of this support Fiddlesticks? How do you feel about that?
I know you don't like it. I already know your answer. My answer, I mean, in the lane phase, he's really dangerous. We just saw him fear Janna into a tower. That was nice.
And it feels like forever. I mean, those fears last so long.
They do. They really do. They're fairly ridiculous. Yeah, granted, it was RNG that put her in the tower, but it's still, the possibility is there, and it's really nasty. But the biggest downside, and this is also true of Lux support, is that his ultimate Crowstorm is basically useless late game. I mean, it's great at level 6 and level 11, but late game, if you're not building AP, then you're essentially wasting your whole ability. And I play with Lux support every now and then, and I run into that same problem. It gets into late game, and I'm like, I've got maybe a Soul Stealer at best. My ult is just like, it just tickles them,
Oh, Ignite
wow,
going
check out
down.
This flash kill from Coco Husky. That's that Anivia burst damage, man. Anivia is scary. Landed a perfect setup with his abilities with the Q and the E combo. And
I don't think that flash was fully needed. The Ignite was already in place, unless I'm mistaken.
You might be right, but Victor, keep in mind, can shield himself with power transfer. So it's entirely possible that the auto attack was necessary. I don't know. It's difficult to say, but I think the important thing is he got first blood, and it's worth the flash.
Maokai going up for a gank top lane. Directed camera. You don't know what to look at. Kinnan is going to be flashing out of that gank, and Jace going straight in for the tower dive. But oh
my God!
Maokai
Lost
under the
physics
tower
getting
there.
stunned.
Wow.
Yeah, way too early for a real dive, and Kinnan is so difficult to catch. Stupid crack squirrel. You gotta catch him when his ability is on cooldown.
Squirrel.
Yeah, crack squirrel. That's what he looks like. I mean, look at him. If he goes and runs away super fast. He's clearly on something.
Clearly.
Yeah, might not be crack. Probably speed. Call him speed squirrel. I mean, that's a dual meaning, right? He's fast and also on drugs.
It works. It works very well. So, farm down in the bottom lane. We are looking at Draven at 37 and Misfortune at 30. So a slight advantage going to Draven. But Draven, similar to the last game you and I did, Sir Cromar, opted for the Doran's Blade as his starting item. So he will not have the same amount of sustain that Misfortune will.
You're right. And with the Janna as his support, there's no heals there. But it's such a powerful all-in and also such a powerful disengage that I think they're confident. They're not really worried about getting whittled down. I mean, Dietrich's positioning so far, he's not ever allowed... Wow, check out this combo on Broken Bindings. As soon as he comes into lane, he's forced out. As I was saying, Dietrich's, I don't think is worried about Fiddlesticks. His positioning has been so strong, and the instant I say that, he goes too deep and gets feared. But even then, he took no damage from it. So I don't think Dietrich is really scared of these people at all. The only thing he has to really worry about is double up for harass. Maybe bouncing crows, but the beast isn't going to level bouncing crows. First, he's going to level his fear almost for sure.
Absolutely.
To get the extra duration. And fear, level 1 fear is really poor duration. It definitely benefits from leveling it, especially as a support, for God's sake. And Kangaroo 2 taking his red. See if he wants to go bot lane next. That's what I would do if I was jungling. I would definitely go pressure that bot lane. Try to take on Dietrich's. He's really, really dangerous. He's not level 6 yet, but the instant he does get level 6, I think they're going to go all in. If they're out of range of the tower. I don't think they'll dive it. I think it's too early for a dive, and Dietrich is too cautious. He's a great AD carry. I know that Pallytime did not spectate that game with me. That was with Keisha. But Dietrich is definitely high class AD carry here. And,
I know Draven as a character is a very powerful character. I have a lot of trouble going up against Draven in normal games.
His damage is crazy, and they have excellent peel for him. They have a Janna, for God's sakes. I mean, you can barely kill anybody with Janna protecting them. They have laws of physics for initiating. They also have Anivia for peeling, if they want to use Anivia for peeling as opposed to for AoE damage. It all depends on how the flow of the fight goes. If Kennen and Jarvan are diving, then Anivia will want to dedicate herself to peeling, and then they'll be able to keep Dietrich's alive. And all they need to do is survive the initial burst, and then Dietrich can come back at him and blow up Kennen. Scald will burn his Zhonya's, and then after that they're screwed. He is building his Zhonya's first too. He's already got the hourglass. So I really think that they have enough peel that 2.0 has a massive advantage in team fights. I really believe they do. But they do have Victor, though. Broken Bindings on Victor, combined with Kangaroo 2's Jarvan. Hengist, our good friend Hengist, there is a Victor player and loves comboing with Jarvan. Because Cataclysm and Chaos Storm's amazing.
For obvious reasons, yeah.
For obvious reasons. But they actually have to catch them in that position, and it's just hardly going to happen. I mean, this team, they have Jace, who can play ranged or melee, and then they have a Maokai. So who are they going to catch with that combo? If they have like a side advantage and they can catch them all standing in a brush, then that would be a team destroyer right there. But that's probably not going to happen. The most likely thing is that he's going to have to waste his abilities on something much smaller. And it's Kangaroo 2 going for a gank. Fill up my bottle with a monsoon in the tower, and then flashing out. Here comes Law of Physics to back him up. Dietrich is running wild now, although they gave up a kill right at the start. Dietrich is immediately going to answer it. Law of Physics will probably die in the brush because they had vision of it. That's unfortunate for him. Dietrich now is getting way too ballsy, trying to get this Jarvan. Jarvan is juking him, and now he's going to lose that fight. Oh boy, it was close. It was
Wow.
close. It was a good move taking out the support, taking out Fiddlesticks, but he overcommitted after that point. He was not able to kill Kangaroo 2. And that's a triple kill for Dark Beast. So
That
I
is
guess
not what you want to happen. That is not what you want to happen.
Thanks a lot, John Madden. So Misfortune now
Touchdowns.
getting a triple kill. If you want to win in League of Legends,
Touchdowns.
you don't give the enemy team AD carry a triple kill in the beginning of the game. So that's a triple kill, first 3 kills for Eigendom. Goes straight to Dark Beast, and now he is a beast. He is the beast. He is a Dark Beast. I don't know. These names are driving
He's
me
in
crazy.
beast mode. I can't think
for-
of any other things that you could associate with beast other than an
He's-
X-Men.
he's
Do you want to call him?
beastly, man. He's
You want to start
beastly.
calling him a mutant? We could start
Yeah,
doing
he's-
that.
He's Hank McCoy over here.
There is a
People
little
want their
bit of
names.
farm discrepancy down bottom lane, but that triple kill more than made up for it. More than made up for it, putting Misfortune ahead of Draven right
Way
now.
ahead. Yeah. And she pretty much has lane control at this point, too. I mean, Fiddlesticks crowd control. If they catch Dietrich in the right positioning, it's done. And they all need is a quick fear on Dietrich. He's being really careful with positioning. But speaking of positioning, they're actually going to catch Janna here. She's going to be forced to... No,
why didn't they commit to
follow
that?
up. Yeah, they didn't follow up. I'm kind of surprised. I'm really, really surprised they didn't get anything out of that. Hey, on this guy going deep on Skulls. He does not have his Zonies yet, so he's going to pop his ult, but he's still going to die for it. Can he get a kill first, though? Hey, on this guy ticking away with the Ignite. He is going to live just barely.
Wow, just
by
barely.
Skin on his teeth. And there actually is no skin on teeth, so I think what that means is he didn't survive. So we can't.
Yeah,
use that.
clearly
That-
he's dead
that
now.
saying doesn't work. Kangaroo 2 hoping to pick Jace, but he gets caught by Law of Physics. Law of Physics is going to chase him away. That is a fight that Kangaroo 2 does not want to engage in because he does have to fear a shock blast over the wall. A gated shock blast would probably kill him at that point.
Anivia got the memo that they cleared out some wards down bottom lane, and she is sitting
Yeah.
in the tri-bush waiting for a gank to happen.
Yep.
But the only problem is Fiddlesticks and Misfortune have been under this tower for
Yep.
nearly the entire game now.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I mean, they're pushed in. Dietrich is pushing in so hard constantly. I mean, it's given him a farm advantage, but it really cost him though, and it's going to be
To
difficult.
try
for
to
him
make
gank. Let's
something
see if-
happen here.
We'll see. He landed the. Oh my God! She landed the stun. Draven's going to go deep for it. That is a solid tower dive, and the tower does not care, not even attacking him. And he was
The
confused.
tower
It looked
didn't
like-
see anything.
The tower didn't see anything, and the beast is. What
Wow.
is he thinking? I don't know. He did almost get a tower kill. I think if the tower had hit him properly when it should have, then Fiddlesticks would have got that kill. Not that it was worth it. I mean, it was still a kill for the AD carry, a free kill for the AD carry, and 2 assists. So it was a bad move all around. Kangaroo 2 walking into an ambush.
Almost picking up another kill on
yeah.
that Draven.
By the
on
way,
that,
Coco Husky was almost dead when he did that.
on that J4, excuse me.
Yes. And Broken Bindings. He lands the Chaos Storm, but doesn't use a gravity field until too late. And so Coco Husky's just going to escape. All around, just a complete disastrous play from Eigendom. Sorry, guys. 2.0 stomping you right now.
It's worth
only-
noting here that Anivia barely has any items to increase her damage right now, and she is still doing that much burst damage. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. That champion is ridiculous. If you manage to land everything, that's why it's such a high skill cap champion. Those of you who are thinking about taking up Anivia after watching this game, it's going to be really rough at first because it is so difficult to land her stun effectively.
Fiddlesticks
also very
going in and
difficult to
clearing
manage
out some
mana.
wards down bottom lane. He doesn't want that gank to happen again, it would seem. He did not save a pink ward for Dragon, though, so they still have
Yeah.
plenty of vision on Dragon. And there's
You're
nothing Fiddlesticks is going to be able to do about that.
Yeah, I agree. Fiddlesticks now about to get destroyed if he pushes up too far. They're both of these players, both beasts, are definitely pushed up to the tower, and they I think they hurt us because the instant I said that, they ran all the way back to the bottom brush.
Anivia did just go back to get her Rod of Ages, so she's going to start
boy.
snowballing into some tanky bird style right now.
Yeah,
That's what's
she's-
about to happen.
Absolutely, she's got health, she got MR, AP, mana, everything. And Anivia, it's very difficult to manage mana on Anivia, but now that she has Chalice, that's going to make a big difference. So Coco Husky, incredibly dangerous all game, just outplaying the hell out of mid lane. and it's just gonna go. She's just gonna snowball like mad. Let's see if Broken Bindings picked up Augment Death. He has not picked up an Augment at all. He still has his basic Hex Core. We saw in the previous game with this team with Eigendom, the Victor actually picked up the Gravity Field Augment, and I think that cost them the mid game. Anyway, Laws of Physics diving deep with a mile-long route on the Beast, and their team is in full retreat. Will the Draven ult finish the Beast? He's forced to juke. It still gets hit despite the juke, and a Q steal from Laws of Physics.
I think he should have just given that to the ADC. I know.
Kill secured. Kill secured.
Exactly. I know it's a kill secured, but the ADC was right there.
Yeah,
I would have been yelling.
He was about an inch away from his auto attack. If Hengist was playing this game, he would have cursed our names for sure. And Coco Husky landing a perfect stun and Broken Bindings, 2 abilities, essentially costing him no mana since he has blue and chalice. And Broken Bindings is like, wow, this isn't fair. I'm getting destroyed.
They want to move in and take that dragon, but there's still too much pressure nearby.
Yeah.
I think if they committed to that dragon, Jarvan would be able to jump in there and potentially steal it quite easily.
Yeah. You're right. It would be too early to go in. I am this guy taking a tower top. And, Kangaroo 2, we saw him in the previous game playing Nautilus. He was an excellent jungler, making a huge difference. He does have 3 assists now. That came from that all came from that one gank bot lane, though. So it was not like he's been a presence the whole game. It was just basically one really big play. So he hasn't been quite as effective as he was in the previous game as Nautilus, but he's still good. And I still feel like if they engage Baron, just like you said, he would be very difficult to deal with. That was a nice little move there from Kangaroo 2. He actually really juked the hell out of Anivia. Survived that. There's a free dragon now for red team.
Easy dragon.
Easy
Not even
dragon.
remotely contested.
No, not at all. I mean, after he chased off Jarvan, they're like, yeah, we can take this now. 2.0. Now 5,000 gold ahead. And look at this Q. It's like he's got a heat-seeking missile on that ice ball there. I mean,
I don't know if you knew this, but clearly Victor is made out of magnets, so all of the Qs are just going directly for his face, so there's nothing he can do about it.
He's got one of those fancy magnets that attracts ice.
Yeah, absolutely.
How
I
the
do
fuck
want
do
to
they
point
work?
out the wards for the red team right now. They are all vision wards for the most part. So not only do they have great map awareness right now, but they're able to control that map awareness.
Yeah, they're counter warding everywhere. That's kind of funny. Broken Bindings is like he can't get ahead this game, man. He's trying to keep up on farm. He's not doing a terrible job on farm. He's
No,
not getting
absolutely
stomped.
not.
But he's also having no presence in the game, really. Whereas Coco Husky is having a completely just dominating everywhere. Every time he shows up, he either destroys somebody, or he makes them run away, or he just being around, is just scary, and they can't fight him at all.
Well, I mean, really, how do you stop an Anivia that has a Chalice and a Rod of Ages from farming when she has blue as well? She's going to farm, she's going to push the lane like it's nothing, and then she's going to go around and make your team go through hell because you're trying to catch up on farm.
Oh my god, I don't know if you caught that, but Fill Up My Bottle just stole red with a tornado. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, that was
That's
beautiful.
depressing. That's
Kangaroo
so depressing.
2 is like, what the hell is wrong with me? I think he wasted his smite. Based on the cooldown that I'm looking at now, it looks like he had used it and didn't have it available for red, and that's why that happened. But that's not something you expect, You're like, oh, this is support, whatever. I'll just take the red. Oh, she tornado stole it. No. Well, okay. That is so difficult to do. And I think to defend this tower, I mean, conceivably they could, but I really think that 2.0 was in a position they could have forced that tower. They could have forced the tower.
I think they could have as well. I was very surprised that they didn't. I mean, there was only 2 people there to defend that tower.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Especially with Anivia there. Forget it. Those 2 people are useless.
Absolutely.
They're already dead before the tower will figure out that it needs to switch over. After all, blue team has kind of had some bad tower luck this game. We saw that earlier where Dietrich's dove at tower, got a kill, standing next to the damn thing. And tower just didn't care.
Has Anivia actually needed to use her passive at all in this game? I haven't seen the egg come out once.
No, not once.
Wow.
Not once, yeah.
That's
what
scary.
A noob, right? What a noob.
That's
20
scary.
minutes in, she hasn't even used her passive yet. What a noob.
She hasn't bound the key, obviously.
Obviously not. And they're just under total duress here. Hey on this guy going deep, a little bit too deep. I really think that Dietrich's finished the tower. He is going to do that, so that's good. Before they went deeper, Ham, this guy was, could have gotten killed there if he wasn't careful. But that was a nice play. That was a really nice ballsy play from them. Oh my god! I know that shock blast gate combo is. Look at this Anivia and her freaking ice.
Look at the poke. Look at it
here on his Smurf. Dealing with these guys.
This is such an intimidating team comp to go against. If you try,
it's another 2 again. Oh god! It's like forced to flash out of the Chaos Storm, but that's okay. He doesn't mind. He wasted the Chaos Storm, and Chaos Storm got almost nothing done. Philip, I thought was a little low, but he's just bored, doesn't care. He's gonna be sitting in the back anyway. And let's see if Dietrich wants to force something here. He took an unnecessary tower hit, but I think it's because they're backing off. That's too bad. I wish they kept pushing it. I wanted to see Anivia pull off another major play. They're just going to take the blue instead.
This is such an intimidating team comp to go against. You have Anivia and Jace doing so much poke damage that if you stay back too much, you're going to get completely melted. But if you try to push up into the team, you have Maokai there to push you back, you have Janna there to push you back, and Anivia there keeping you back. How do you play against this?
You gotta catch them. I mean, that's the only thing. You have to catch them in a really bad position. You have to blow up Anivia before you can react. And then you have to kill the egg as well before it can react, so that's a tall order.
Very.
And,
especially when you have a fed Draven sitting there wailing into your whole team at the same time. Yeah. I mean, look at his farm right now, 173 at the 21-minute mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Draven is slightly behind Jason farm, but he has extra kill and assist, so he's only 200 behind in gold. And overall, though, they're stomping Eigendom. Eigendom has nothing. I mean, they have... The Misfortune has the 3 kills from that one botched play, and that's it. Nothing else. Other than that, Dark Beast has been totally shut down. Matter of fact, that's all the team has is those 3 kills. They have nothing else going for them. I mean, I suppose Scalds has got some farm. We saw, Scalds is a great player, and he's kind of carrying the team right now. He's managed to keep his farm up. If they manage to kill Anivia, if they catch her and then force a team fight, maybe at an objective or just by catching him in the bad position, then yeah, Scalds can actually do a lot of damage. The combination of Scalds, Kangaroo, and Broken Bindings, that's the Cataclysm, the Slicing Maelstrom, and the Chaos Storm all at once, that would devastate their team. And that's what they're relying on right now.
Look at the ward placement of the red team right now. You're saying that the only way that they could get messed up right now is if they get caught. They want to make sure that they don't get caught.
They ain't going to get caught. Speaking of caught, they did catch the Beast. The Draven ult missing him. The second hit missed him anyway, but the Beast is going to barely escape. He used his flash to get out of there too. And Kangaroo 2 going to pick up Philip My Bottle under the Cataclysm. This might be the catch they needed. There's a combination. Chaos Storm, Bullet Time, and Cataclysm. Even Coco Husky forced to retreat now. He got
I'm surprised they didn't chase that Anivia further.
They're so scared of her. That should have terrified them. Anivia, trying to chase an Anivia, the way she can kite is very scary.
God,
Speaking of scary,
chunked.
Speaking of scary, Broken Bindings is like, all right, never mind.
All right, Jace, I understand. I'm glad we had this talk with each other.
Okay, Master. Okay. I'm sorry.
And they're going to be able to pick up a very, very easy dragon here.
Free dragon. Yeah. Free dragon. No one stopping there. That's 2 dragons now for 2.0 as they pull ahead at 8.5k gold advantage at 23 minutes. It's nothing to sneeze at.
I don't sneeze at a lot of things. Is that a common thing for people to do?
Yes.
Okay. Apparently I missed that memo. I'm going to start sneezing at things from now on.
Okay.
Thank you.
You'll be like, that's not a big advantage. Hachu.
Hachu.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard or said in my entire life.
Blue team is pushing down for an easy mid tower here, but just my unprofessional opinion, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference.
Yeah, unprofessional. Understatement of the year.
Yeah.
And Eigendom is now going to... They're walking past the Baron. I thought they might actually try to do it. And I think that 2.0 was under the same impression because we just saw a scout from Jace. He fired a shock blast over the wall to see if they were starting it, which they weren't. They're just going to go, as a team, push up this lane. They really should get a tower. I mean, they only just now got their first tower. They were 4-0, now they're 4-1 on towers. And after pushing up the lane, they're going to back off. Moving as a team is smart, though, at this point. I mean, they do need to stall, they need to push, they need to farm, and it's really difficult to do that because they're all so far behind. that splitting up the team to do all those tasks at once is devastating. So they're just saying, screw it, we're gonna pile on and hope to bait them into a bad play. That's what they need to do right now. If they can get, well, I was gonna say if they can catch Anivia, if they can catch them in making a lot of mistakes at once, then they can turn us around. But there's just so many things that have to go right for them. It's just really, really unlikely at this point. I mean, they have a support Fiddlesticks who is already entering the point in the game where you're saying, well, I really, really wish I wasn't support.
Exactly. I mean, the ult is only going to be so useful for so long.
Yeah, it's already falling off, and it never really had a presence. He didn't even get to take advantage of the level 6 damage. And Broken Binding's wasting a Chaos Storm on Laws of Physics.
Speaking of ults,
nobody else. There's that ult doing nothing. We're going to see Kangaroo 2 go deep, get distracted by the Monsoon. They're standing in the bullet time, don't care, but there's the Slicing Maelstrom, about the only AoE damage I was concerned about, but it's not enough. It is not enough. Meanwhile, Coco Husky on Anivia ran rampant on their backline, completely obliterated their backline.
Wow.
And Kennen just couldn't get anything done, and that was a complete rout. That was a team fight they absolutely did not want to happen. The Chaos Storm going down and being wasted was probably the decider. That was a huge mistake. And the dive on Dietrich's, it was kind of executed right. I mean, they didn't have a Kennen and a Jarvan on him, but they just got nowhere with it because they had no follow-up damage. And because the Kangaroo 2 got immediately knocked out of range by the Monsoon, and that really hurt them as well.
And while all of that was going on, Anivia was just waiting back for the perfect opportunity, came in and just blew up their backline, picking up that triple kill.
Completely destroyed their backline. I mean, as soon as he saw MF casting bullet time, he's like, all right, well, thank you for stunning yourself. It's going to be really difficult to land my Q now. And
you know these Q magnets I've been throwing out all game? I don't need the magnet this time.
Don't need the magnet this time.
Thank you, baby girl.
Dark Beast standing still, making a nice fat target there. So yeah, he went wild on their back line. And even if Kennen had managed to do some serious damage, perhaps under a Cataclysm, perhaps comboed with a Chaos Storm and a Gravity Field, even if he had done that, it wouldn't have mattered. Because Anivia was still up.
The blue team does have a decent opportunity to maybe get a very, very quick Baron here if they choose to do so. The red team has gone back for the most part and are very split up.
I think they just heard you. Are these? I think these guys, even though they sent us this replay a few days ago, I think that they're actually like psychic.
Yeah.
And they're hearing what we're saying in the future and reacting to it. Because the instant you said that, he went for Baron. I'm gonna go with that. That's the most likely thing. It's not. It's it could be a coincidence, but no. That's no way. They're actually not gonna go for the Baron. So there goes my theory. I was really counting on that theory, though, Pallytime.
Well, see, there you go. You started talking, you psyched them out. They were like, I don't know if we want to listen to a psychic Pallytime. That sounds a little sketchy.
God, we're really losing our minds at this point. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. And another face-off at Baron. I mean, at this point, if Eigendom gets caught into another team fight that they don't want, which, just to say, any team fight they don't want, then that's a game ender. I mean, they've already got minions in their base on their Nexus turrets. And there's a Baron. Nice, easy Baron. I mean, Eigendom is not in any position to contest this. So
Janna staying back, doing a little bit of warding, making sure that no one can even encroach on this if they try. It's going to be a very easy Baron.
That's how it's done. There's the Baron. I mean, they were forced to go back. I mean, they had super minions in their base, for God's sake.
Absolutely.
What are they going to do? So, yeah, 2.0 played that perfectly. Don't force the Baron. Wait for the minions to force it for you. And now they have a Baron and a 14k gold advantage, and this is completely one-sided at this point. Coco Husky isn't even taking part in the push, doesn't need to. Dietrich has enough support here that they can force this tower. Actually, no, they're not going to take the risk. That's too bad. I wanted to see them go 3v4 here and dominate them.
While they got the attention of the team in mid lane, Jace was still pushing top lane. Could very easily get this tower.
Yeah, he could. He could force it if he wanted to, but you know they're not forcing things. They're playing a little more passively. Yeah, they don't need to. They don't need to. They don't want to make a mistake and overextend and turn the game around. I mean, it's so easy to do, especially at low skill level games when you're new to the game. You get ahead and you get really eager, and you start playing sloppy, overextending, making mistakes. And that's how comebacks happen, So they're not letting that happen. They're taking advantage of the fact that they're just drastically more powerful than the enemy team. So they're taking safe objectives.
even going back to pick up Dragon at this
Picking up a
point. I
Dragon.
mean, they just want to increase their gold lead even more, which is almost a 15,000 advantage at this point.
Keep pushing the advantage. That's exactly what they're doing. And Coco Husky now. Let's take a look at his items. He has his Leandries as if he wasn't doing enough damage.
Leandries with Anivia's ultimate just basically turns it into a fire and ice storm. It's one of the coolest things in the game, I think. But it does so much
True.
damage. It just melts health bars. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. Then they escape from it and they're still burning. Why am I
Exactly.
still burning? The ultimate's already turned off.
I don't
Coco
think
Husky, terrifying
Blue
at this
team
point.
can do anything at this point. They're forced to stay back and defend. They've lost every objective. They couldn't get Baron. They couldn't get Dragon. I think they may have even lost their own jungle buffs. I mean, Red is still up. I'm not too sure what happened to Blue, but they're so confined to their base right now.
Yeah, total map control now for 2.0. To answer your question about what the hell can Eigendom do, I don't know if you actually asked the question or not, but I'm going to answer
What the
it
hell
anyway.
can Aghanim do, Cromar?
There you go. There you go. Okay, what can they do? They can bait Dietrich into a bad position. They can either bait Dietrich or Coco Husky in a position where they can focus them down and burst them down instantaneously. The problem is they don't really have the burst comp for it. I mean, they have Victor, which is great, but it's not enough. It's really not enough. They need an assassin, and they don't have one. And there's a forced turret. But if they manage to kill them, if the team was split enough and they managed to kill one of those carries, then, only then, could they force a team fight. Well, they might be able to get something done. And they need to coordinate those ults. Those ults have to be perfect. They can't have another situation where Victor wastes Chaos Storm, as he did in the last team fight. And if they combine the Chaos Storm, Slicing Maelstrom, Cataclysm, Bullet Time, I mean, that's an apocalypse right there. We call that the Apocalypse comp, a TGN Squadron. And that can be a game changer right there, but I don't know. They're going to take this bottom and hit it for a while. J split pushes mid. And the damage on, I mean, just at the blink of an eye, he's done. Flash don't matter, he's done. He's done. And there's the mid inhibitor as well. This is a game-ending push. I can't imagine how they wouldn't end the game here. They have every advantage. They still have Baron buff, for God's sake. On Draven, at least.
He's the only one that really needs... Anivia has it at this point, too. I mean,
Yeah.
they have it on their two most powerful champions in the game
sure,
right
why
now.
not? Sure, why not? So, Coco Husky still at 6-0. 0 deaths, 0 passives from Anivia. Fiddlesticks is dead. They're going to force his tower here. There's no engage coming at all.
No,
They're just
it's
giving
over.
up.
It's
they're
over.
Just giving up. There's no opportunity at all. Hey, on this guy diving and instantly incinerating Misfortune, as if he really needed to. And we saw a Slicing Maelstrom come out from Scalds, but it didn't do anything. And the dive on what's his face? The dive on from King on Dietrich.
And picking up the kill with his
Why not
ultimate
have
in
Victor
the
get
well.
slaughtered as well? The beast in the well. Look at the well dive as the next goes down. Yeah, we did see Kangaroo dive Dietrich properly, but the problem was he just doesn't. He's just way too weak. He's way too far behind. Doesn't have the build. Doesn't have the items. He doesn't have any items. Oh my god. Well, Pallytime, that was a little depressing.
I thought it was
20K?
fun, Cromar.
Watching Eigendom get absolutely stomped. 2.0 looking like the kings of Division 4 right now. And, well, that's all for this game. We'll see you in Game 2.